The 2024 Krewe of Janus Mardi Gras Parade, sponsored by Cummins & Fitz, Williams Orthodontics, and American Direct Auto.
Well, hello and welcome to the 2024 Krewe of Janus Mardi Gras special here on KTVE. I'm Kyla Scott.
And I'm Nick Summer. We have our special guest host, the Krewe of Janus's very own Janet Briard, joining us this evening. How are you?
Hi, Nick.
Great to have you. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it.
Okay,
So-
we're going to start with the.
We have
What
here.
do we have here? Who is this?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
It's very
it's
dark.
dark.
It's very dark.
All I see is CPA on the side. Do we have like an accounting
Yes, we
firm?
do.
That is-
Silas Simmons.
Okay, that might
Okay.
be them.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. It's pretty dark.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
that is the Silas Simmons.
It's like police.
The
So they-
lunatics, okay.
The Lunatics are
Luna
coming up.
Chicks, not
Lunatics.
lunatics.
Not the
Yeah.
Lunatics. Although
The
they do have a
lunatic.
lot of
Shout out
fun.
the lunatic.
They have lots of fun, and they range in age from 21 to 73.
Oh, wow.
Very
That's
nice.
a wide
Wide range.
range.
My really good friends is in part of it, and it's fun.
It's a good time.
Yes.
I like the
Okay,
look
so-
of this float.
And
Yeah.
this is streetcar.
This is streetcar.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Looks like they're having a good time.
There are.
Very
They
nice.
Started right in the middle of the parade. We are way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that's a
actually.
really
Yeah, it's an
interesting.
Very well done.
It's got a New Orleans feel.
That's
to
what I
it,
was
the
thinking.
Streetcar.
Streetcar, yeah.
Yeah, they called it the streetcar.
Carroll High School, very nice.
Wait, is it
This
Carol?
is
Yeah, I
no,
believe
no,
so.
that's the junior ROTC. And
Oh, excuse me, the ROTC.
yeah, I am going to have to keep flipping here till we find where we are, because we're on the Pandora.
Did our camera fall? What's going on here?
It is really
Hope our
dark.
oh, there we go.
Okay.
Now we're steady somewhat.
Those poor people out there. It
I
is
know.
just miserable.
And they don't even, they said,
Okay.
you know, no umbrellas. I made that joke with Jared yesterday. In Louisiana, we really don't wear umbrellas. We just, you know, make a
built
mad
different in the
dash to where, you know, even when I walked in the building, did not use an umbrella, even though I have one. I just, it's a, I don't
Yeah.
know, accessory that I don't use.
I don't think really any weather condition is going to stop most people from going
I
out to
don't
the parade.
think
They
so.
have-
Yeah, look,
No.
they're
Great
still
pride.
out
No,
there
we've
having
been out
so
there.
much fun.
We love
Okay,
to see
this is
it.
the streetcar.
This is streetcar.
Right, this is the streetcar, and we have
Okay.
on here Queen Janus the 19th, Kathy Duchan, Alexia Dana, Martha Mobley, Lori White, Todd and Sarah Coble, Danielle Coble, Tyler Mullen,
Oh, that was a good
Pam
catch.
Tisdale, and Shelley Mansour.
Well, shout out to the streetcar.
Yeah,
Very nice.
very nice.
This guy in the gray hoodie, he's got one-handed catches. It's
Yes.
impressive.
If we were out there, you'd be catching the bees.
Yeah.
That's
Nick.
right.
That would be your job.
I'm very athletic in that
Yes,
way. That's
well,
what
that
they've
would
told
be
me.
your
Yeah, we need the bead blocker.
Okay, here we have the Pandora.
Wow.
And this float has Image Care Ultrasound on it. My good friend Rachel Mayer is on there, and then lots of folks up there, and they are the mobile ultrasound units and
Okay.
equipment.
Now that is a pretty
They've been in the parade 19 years of our
Wow.
41.
Okay.
Yes, that's awesome.
That is a awesome looking float.
It is pretty.
Very
Yeah, I
nice.
definitely like the front.
And the back is beautiful too. The back has a calliope on the back. It is beautiful.
Okay, I see
Very
it.
nice colors. Yeah.
Okay, we should have here the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
Okay.
And they are in the official uniforms of the 1861 to 65 period. And they've been in the parade almost every year.
Oh, okay.
There's some history for you.
Yeah, lots
Wow.
of the original, authentic costuming.
Wow.
And they didn't do the cannon, so they're racing them through fast.
Yeah,
They're not
they're like, we don't want them to be in the rain, but we'll throw a few beads. We still got to laisser le bon temps rouler.
Right.
That's right.
And here's some more of the Confederate veterans. This is
Okay.
the masked float. No, this is Confederate veterans. I'm sorry. They're still rolling. There are about 25 of them, and they just keep on coming.
Yeah, I
Oh, there's the
see.
cannon.
Yep, there's the Oh,
Yep.
they're stopping. They're pretty much going to do it.
Do they give a countdown or?
No, they just do it.
Just surprise
And when
everyone.
you're out there, you were talking and boom. there it
Yeah.
Just be ready.
goes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's where it's going to happen. They also shoot their guns. They're all blanks, of course. But
Oh.
they
Yeah.
do shoot them.
Let's hope.
Yeah, they're all blanks. They're
Still the Confederate?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that's the
Confederate.
continuation.
Yeah, they have about 6 different units that roll. And all the original flagging. Oh, and somebody's waving. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
hello.
Yes,
no, they can't
hello.
hear us. but
Rain ain't
hi.
stopping them.
No, they're having a large.
So can we be on TV?
Oh, apparently she wanted to be.
They're still lively outside, even though,
Yeah.
you know, it's soggy and just
And
not
we
the
have
best
to do a
weather.
great
Yeah.
shout out to all of our
Sponsors?
policemen,
Oh,
Yes.
policemen,
Yeah.
our fire department,
First responders.
all of these,
Definitely.
because they're just
yeah.
engrossed in this. This is the mass float, and on this we have Andy and Ashley Robinson, Brent Vadreen, Patty Wilhite, Brent and Jenna Creel, Steve Ingram, Adrian Abair, Laura Macklin, Jared Bow, and Keisha Osborne. And
Okay.
Jared is
Very
the
nice.
coach of the champion Ruston High School
Really?
football.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Shout out Ruston.
Yeah, state
And I
champs.
appreciated their float. I like the map.
That is very
It
cool.
Gave like a playing card sort of like look
Yeah.
to it.
Very nice. All
Okay.
right, who do we got here?
This is the
Party of the Disco?
yes. This is
Okay,
the,
that's what I'm hearing. Party of the
Standard
Disco.
Enterprises. They're discoing, and there are about 32 riders on here,
Oh,
wow.
okay.
and they're having a large time, as you can see, getting ready to chunk some beads out. And unfortunately, they don't have a roof, so they've been
So
Yeah.
they are out
out
there.
in it.
They were
Yes.
dedicated.
Just like our king and queen don't have roofs.
Oh,
They
no.
don't. But we've missed the queen, we missed the captains.
I hate
I
that.
thought they were going to stop it until
But we are streaming, so you know
Okay.
it's going to be on our Facebook page, and
from the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah, so you can see the whole
so
thing.
you can see that.
Good deal. That's pretty on the back.
It
I like that a lot.
Okay, here comes the Coca-Cola float.
Okay,
And
yeah,
Oh, there we
that's
go.
one
You
of
know
my
what
favorites.
they did? You know what they did last night? They shrink wrapped the whole
Because it's
okay.
going
because
to
of
rain.
the rain. They did a
Smart.
all over.
That's called being
But they have
proactive.
got-
I like it.
Yes.
That is awesome.
They have so many beads on there and so many cups.
And they
It's-
have it's so decorated that it was almost
Yeah.
necessary for them to do
Yeah.
this.
Yes, it's beautiful.
You don't want
And-
anything to happen to that.
No, you don't. But they shrink. It was hilarious. I said, "Good Lord!"
And so we have been working on this since the
That's
last
awesome.
Mardi Gras, the day after the last Mardi Gras.
Now they have a roof,
Parade.
luckily,
Oh yeah, they
over
have
them,
a roof.
so they're.
Most of them do.
Yeah.
Or some part of a roof, but our poor king and queen do
Now
not.
that looks like a fun one.
Yeah, that's a fun one. They always have a grand
Man, look
time,
at
and they are
all.
one of our longtime sponsors, so we appreciate Coca-Cola so much.
Yes.
So
Shout out
much.
to Coca-Cola.
Okay, and I think our bands have kind of filtered out.
Okay, yeah.
Because this is Scott Powerline and Utility Equipment. They are our platinum sponsors. They really
Oh.
stepped up this year
Wow.
and have just done so many wonderful things for us, so we appreciate them so much. We have Jeff and Evelyn Johnson, Abigail Lauder, Drew Johnson, Dennis O'Leary, Kevin Caston, Brad McGilton, Will Copeland, Bill Jones, Jonathan Parker and Liz Parker, Bo and Carla Aishi, DJ and Brandy Lehi, Renee Mizell, Joe Gallo, John Pittman and Hope Pittman, Brandy Cox, Mike and Kelly Cannon, Neil and Kathy Chatter, Lane and Gary Lauder.
I like that disco theme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really cool. It was a good looking float.
Wish we could hear the music. Fun.
I can hear the revelers though. They sound like they're having a good time.
Oh, good. You can hear
I can hear them, yeah, kind of talking and.
yelling. Yeah. So we should be coming up on the King's float.
Okay.
Yes.
We talked to him, what, Friday?
Oh, he is
Thursday or Friday?
precious.
Thursday, yeah.
He
He
is
was
the
talking
most
about,
precious young man.
yeah, he was talking about being excited to, you know, just be able to participate and.
Yeah, and he and his mom are king and queen.
Yeah.
Really?
His mom is the
I did
queen.
not
Mother and
realize
son
that was
duo.
his mother.
Yes, mother
Yeah.
and son.
Very
His
cool.
name is Ethan Lander, and he is our King Janus the 41st. He has a squire, Bryce Hoggett, and his pages are Leo and Anthony Fontana, who are the sons of April and Jason Fontana, and the grandson of Pat Watt, and Silas Burkett, the son of Megan Williams and the great nephew of Kathy Sproudling and Kelly Harvey. And they're having a large time.
That's a cool
Those
experience.
are some royal.
Yeah,
Share that with
It's
your
a-
mom. That's awesome.
Really, they have been
King and
so
Queen.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And they've made so many appearances in the Twin Cities. They've been everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have.
Nursing homes, schools, daycares, everywhere. And they had the children's parade this morning in the mall.
Oh,
And
okay.
there was a large crowd there, lots of fun, and it was not raining. So they were inside,
They were
and
inside.
having a good time. Having a good time. Now this is the poor float. This is the Freedom Recovery that tipped over. In the
Oh, earlier
curve.
today, yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
about
But they're
3
still
o'clock.
rolling on.
They're rolling. I'm so proud of them.
Yeah,
They're from
that's,
South Louisiana. They brought that float up all the way from South Louisiana today.
Wow.
that's amazing.
Yes.
In
That's
this
so
weather, too.
In
appreciative.
this weather,
Yeah.
yeah, we really appreciate
That's awesome.
them being here. That's neat. So we have so many of our sponsors to thank, and of course, thanks to all of our first responders, as we said,
Yes.
fire, police, state police, sheriff's department, and American Medical Response.
Definitely.
Every one of the floats has had TB 18 for Tarver Braddock, the young man who was killed in the fire.
Oh, that is.
Yes.
And it's on there, and there's an N behind it for Neville. So each of the floats has that on there.
A great way to
Very
honor.
Yes.
honor him
That's
and
awesome.
the other young men that are involved.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
been
100%.
just horrendous. For
Yeah, the
them.
Twin Cities have really come together.
Come together as they always do.
Yeah, we love to see
It's
that.
a great community, so
Yeah.
we always do pull up and come together.
Definitely.
All right, so we have here probably our units of our police, fire.
Oh, the fire
Washita Fire
department.
Department.
Yep, fire
The
department.
fire trucks are also my favorite.
And the energy truck has to come at the beginning because he has to check he's the boom that checks all of the lines, so
okay.
make sure that they're not.
And yeah, everything's
snagged.
safety.
Right.
Everything's
Everything's
safety.
about
Love
safety.
it, love it, love it.
Yep.
Love to see it.
Keep the parade riders safe, the parade goers safe.
For sure.
Yep.
Can't not have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
100%.
Katie and Ambulance, appreciate them as well.
Yeah, they're always on it.
Yeah.
I always see them, rushing around the city.
Yes,
Definitely.
unfortunately, fire trucks everywhere.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. We want to thank our sponsors. Of course, our platinum sponsor is Scott Powerline and Utility Equipment. We also thank Kepper Equipment Rentals and Lisa Kepper Dixon, United Rentals, Coca-Cola and Marcella Beverages, City of Monroe, of course, y'all, KTV at 10 and Fox 14.
It's always a pleasure.
Well, we love it. We love that y'all are so community involved.
Definitely. Community's great to us.
That's
We got to give it back. Yeah.
We have Lamar Advertising, Magic Grill, J Mart, Fat Tuesday Fabrics and Gifts, the Radio People with K104, Sunny 98.3, 100.1 The Beat, and Rock 106.
Okay, thank you, radio people.
Yes.
Shout out to the radio.
Discover Monroe, West Monroe. It's a big sponsor of ours. Louisiana Seafood, Waterview Casino and Hotel, Silas Simmons, who was the CPA that we saw.
Oh, okay.
Host Claw Photography, Energy, River Cities Charity, and Louisiana Stone. Those are all of our sponsors.
Well, we
And it
thank our
takes a
sponsors.
lot to build a parade. I know that
Okay.
this seems kind of anticlimactic, but it takes a lot. It takes a whole year to
Yeah.
get it
Yeah,
together.
it really
Definitely.
does.
But we did build a float in 8 days.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes,
That's
you didn't get to see it, but we built a float in 8
Yeah.
days.
Especially since,
Yes.
they work on it for an entire year.
Yes,
Up
but
until
we
like
had
the very night
Robert
before.
McKay and one of our two captains, Alan Barth and Steve Turner, they built that float in 8 days.
That's awesome.
That is
We love to see the pride
impressive.
Yes.
that they
Impressive.
take.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, we're going to shift gears really quickly. We met up with this year's King and Queen before today's parade. This year's Krewe of Janus, King and Queen, is a mother and son duo.
That's right. They'll tell us what took place leading up to this evening's parade. Let's meet them.
Good morning, I'm Allison, and I'm so excited to be here at the Krewe of Janus Float Den, and I'm here with the King and Queen. Y'all are making a beautiful King and Queen this year, and it's Renata and Ethan, mother and son. So why don't y'all tell us, I know it's going to be a full day of events on February the 3rd, so how does it start?
Okay, February the 3rd, 10 a.m. is the Children's Parade at Pecan Mall.
Okay.
So come out and join us for that. We'll be throwing beads in the mall. Also at 1 p.m. is the Pet Parade in Antique Alley. rally. So come out to join us.
Yeah.
Bring your pets, dress your pets up for a wonderful day. I think we have a contest as well to judge the best dress.
Okay, yay.
And also our parade will start the Krewe of Janus at 6 p.m. So a full day of parading.
Yeah, so full day. You can, you know, dress accordingly for each event, you know, but be prepared to catch a lot of beads and have a lot of fun. So, Ethan, tell us, what does it mean to be, you know, a king and queen with your mom?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, we're from South Louisiana, so Mardi Gras has kind of been in our blood for a long time. We're used to that environment. So coming here after Katrina and going through life and kind of just finding our niche, and then being my mom kind of invited me into the crew and, you know, fully embracing it. And here we are now, you know, so I'm glad, I'm happy, and I'm excited. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've done as king and queen so far.
Oh my goodness, we've done school visits, nursing home visits, we've had our 12th night party, we've had a cocktail party, and our grand ball is this Saturday, January the 20th. So if you want to come and see the king and queen, come out and join us. Join us for the ball from 6 to 11.
It's a lot of events, I know, right. And so you're looking forward to all the throws, the big night though, right?
Yes, so our main thing is hats for our crew. So if you guys are at the parade and you guys are wanting to catch stuff, make sure you look out for hats. If you catch them, post them on Facebook, tag Krewe of Janus. We want to see that interaction and just have everybody enjoy our parade.
Right,
that's what
absolutely.
it's for.
Yeah, enjoy the parade and be safe. I know we've been talking about safety.
Of course.
You know, I know that as a rider myself, we're taught to throw to the back. So we want everybody to be safe and keep their distance, but enjoy it at the same time.
Exactly. We want everybody to enjoy. And I say, take pictures, you know, yell, have a great time. Our theme is Jamming with Janus, so come out, music theme. We want everybody to embrace whatever music you're into, embrace that genre and come out and just have a great day. Yeah,
because I mean, I know each float's going to have their own theme, so you'll be, you know, doing disco 1 second, country 1 second. I mean, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So I'm excited.
And then some of the floats will have a band on them, so look for that.
Yeah,
some floats will have musicians playing music on the float, so look for that too. So that'd be wonderful.
That sounds great. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all and cannot wait for the rest of the events and for the big parade. So we appreciate you. We thank you, viewers. We hope you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you.
It's a great story.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, just really quickly, we did have some cancellations because of the rain. Can you just kind of talk about like some of the things that, you know, revelers and participants might not have had a chance to?
Well, probably a lot of the bands were not able to play because of the instruments. You don't want to get your instruments wet.
Absolutely not.
And so that probably did hinder a lot of the bands from showing up. And then we had the Rose City Rollers were not able to roll. Obviously, that would be very dangerous for them.
Absolutely.
And the Luna Chicks weren't able to run either. And we had the Carol J. ROTC, they were not able to come as well because of the rain and the weather. So we did have some cancellations. But we did have our Grand Marshal, is Mike McKenzie, is so much fun, and he is an icon here in this area. He's been playing bands since he was 6 years old. He was singing in the choir, church choir, and started his own band at 16. And he has been having the best time going all over the country, Canada as well. Came back to Rayville and Start because that's where, well, he's from Start. So that's where he wanted to come back home, and he plays to lots of area places, does a lot for the community.
That's wonderful.
So, and his wife, Rachel McKenzie, was on there as well. She was our Queen Janus the 27th.
Well, that's wonderful. So what we haven't really talked about is this year's theme. Can you kind of talk
Jamming with Janus. We love music, so we had Jamming with Janus. So we had everything from country. We had a whole float with country. We had disco, rock and roll, 80s theme, hip hop. That was the Coca-Cola was hip hop. So I mean, lots of music genre, and we just love that theme. And that's one of the reasons, of course, we got Mike McKenzie, because he's a band person. So he played for our ball. So that's extra special.
And music brings everyone together. And so, you know, this is just a really, really good theme for this year. Well, we also heard about what it means for the two to be king and queen.
Let's hear what they had to say.
Hello, I'm Allison. I'm so excited to be here, and we've got the parade going on live, and I'm here actually with the King and Queen, and we're here ahead of time talking about what it means for you two to be King and Queen. I'm here with Renata and Ethan. How are y'all doing?
Doing wonderful.
Doing really great.
Good, good. You look amazing, and I know that you're having a whole lot of fun tonight in the parade. So why don't you tell us, what did it feel like to be named King and Queen?
Well, it's been pretty special. Getting to have this honor with my mom was pretty awesome.
Yes.
I've been in the crew for 3 years, so kind of gradually seeing the increase of responsibility. But I was ready for this position, and it's only right to have my mom by my side.
Absolutely, I know. I've watched you kind of grow in it. I mean, I think this is actually my 17th year to ride this year, so
wow.
I mean, it's been a great part of my life, and I've enjoyed it. But y'all, I think, are going to represent us really well this year. So, what does it mean to you, or I mean, what has this experience meant to you?
It's been a wonderful experience. You know, I've been thinking about it for a few years now of running for Queen, and to do it with my son, it's just awesome.
That makes
experience.
it so special.
Oh yes, yes. No better king than to have my son by my side.
By your side, because he is your king, right?
That's right. He is my old firstborn.
Your firstborn, absolutely. Well, this is wonderful. I appreciate it. So, what year is this now? What year?
So we're 41.
41.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing to have that, you know, rooted in this community. It means so much. So, I hope y'all are having a great time, and I hope you are too, viewers. I hope you're enjoying watching the broadcast. You stay tuned. We have a whole lot more to show you.
Well, Mom is always queen. We know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
Always.
Always, always. And he is a very respectful young man.
Yes.
I mean, really, really taught well. He's a great guy.
Love to hear it. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right after. Oh, well, it's... Okay, no commercial break. Sorry, it's live TV, ladies and
Still
gentlemen.
here. We're not
We
going
just have to
anywhere.
do everything on the fly. It's okay, not the end of the world. So can you talk to me about kind of like the inception of the Krewe of Janus for, you know, people who might be new to the area and, you know, just...
Well, we were part of what was the Monroe JCs, a group of us, a core group of us were Monroe JCs, and we were splitting away from the Monroe JCs and forming our own JC chapter called the Twin Cities JCs, and we left behind the Miss Louisiana pageant, which was the Monroe JC's signature project.
Okay.
So we needed to have a signature project. So we got together in Tony Oquin's house on the floor, figuring out what's going to be our project.
Yeah.
So we said, why not let's bring Mardi Gras? I mean, that was, of course, 1984.
Yeah.
And North Louisiana didn't know very much about it. Everybody went to New Orleans to do something, or to other places in South Louisiana. But nobody up here really knew about it. So we said yes. That was in October, and we rolled in February. From October to February, we put a parade together.
Yeah.
And it was iffy. We didn't know if anyone would show up, and we were starting out on 18th Street toward Desert.
I remember.
We turned right there at the cemetery. Do you remember that?
I remember attending the parades and the route being along there.
So we went down, up Desert Street to the river, and we were saying, oh my gosh, nobody's going to be there. We're doing all this work and no one's going to, and we turned that corner and it was packed.
Really?
Nice.
Really packed. And I was walking beside the Grand Marshal that year because we used to walk along the parade route with our flambeau walkers.
Okay.
And I was walking there and I said, oh my gosh, there are people everywhere.
I bet that was a great feeling.
It was a great feeling. So we started there, and our first queen was Kayla France, who I'm sure you've met before, and our first king was Creighton Chandler. So we were very excited to form the crew and form our royalty, and we ended up at the Forsyth Park.
Okay.
Went down Riverside, which was very dark. It was hard. But our Grand Marshal was, or our special guest, not our Grand Marshal, but our special guest was Mark Harmon.
Okay.
He was quite beautiful. He was quite beautiful. So we ended up there, and we just had a great time. And it has grown since then, of course. It was hard for the Twin Cities to embrace us all because there was, you know, this is the Bible Belt.
Yeah,
so we had
definitely
some problems along the way because they thought we were all heathens, which we're not. I'm Catholic, I'm not a heathen. And we had some issues at the very beginning, but we've gone through all that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But we had some great times, really great times.
That's awesome. And so what does it mean to you, just thinking back and seeing where you guys are now?
Well, there are only 4 charter members left that are current. And my husband and I, Herbert and I, are charter members, and so is one of the captains, Steve Turner, and Brenda Howell. So we are the charter members, and we have been with the crew the whole time.
Wow.
So a lot of history there, too.
That's awesome.
And that's why they call me the historian.
Absolutely. We always look forward to Janet coming because we know she's going to know every single thing about the floats, the history, and so it's really fun to just, get to learn more about. I feel like I learned something every year.
Well, good. I'm glad.
We can tell.
I was an educator for 43 years. So
were you?
Yes.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
43 years.
Well,
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, we can tell how much pride you have.
Oh,
and we love it.
I love it.
And it's always, just like such a great time, to see the parade like in the mall. Like, how long was it before you all just started to kind of, get pets involved? Because people love their pets.
Oh, I think we've been doing the pets for 20 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
at least 20.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, the children's parade we've been doing for probably 30 years.
Now, those are precious.
They are precious. All these little bitty floats they're on, and they're so cute.
Adorable.
Yeah, and they had so much fun because I believe the King and Queen visited or were there at the children's parade.
They were there, and so were their dukes and duchesses.
Yeah, and
and their princesses and pages. We didn't get a chance to talk about that, but our
we can
queen,
talk about it now.
Talk about our queen, and her lady in waiting is Marquita Sampson, and her princesses are Malia Williams. She is the daughter of Tiffany and Joseph Williams. Isabella Randalls is the daughter of Tim and Chris Randalls, and she's the granddaughter of Mike and Teeny McFarland, who were King and Queen Janus the 18th. And Miriam Green, she's the daughter of Adam and Angel Green. And those little girls were so cute, so cute. They had precious little white gowns on and really neat. But our captains, and you can't even imagine how much work the captains are.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I've been around them most of the day yesterday and the day before and today, and they're so busy, so busy.
I can only imagine.
Oh, it's a year-round deal that they have to do. But our captains are Alan Barth, who was King Janus the 34th, Karen McKay, and her husband Robert is amazing. He's one of the ones that built that float.
Wow.
And Steve Turner, who was King Janus the 25th. So they have worked all year long, and Karen and Steve have been captains for, this is their 3rd year to be captain.
Wow.
So
amazing.
It seems like
maybe 4th. It might be 4th year.
It seems like a lot of participants have a long-standing, history and being
well, when you
involved.
do captain, you have to really do it at least 2 or 3 years to learn what all is involved in it, because there's so many parts that have to come together.
Yeah.
We have Tommy Walpole helps us to get our walkers. He uses fraternities and sororities from
awesome.
ULM
It's keeping it in the community.
and from Natchitoches.
Yes.
And from someplace in, I think, Lake Charles. He uses pikes, and then some sorority members from there. I think that we had a couple of football teams, baseball teams helping out. He had 160 walkers.
Wow.
Well, he was supposed to have about 200, so I'm not sure how many showed up today, but he probably had about 150 walkers.
Wow.
That's amazing.
And as a crew, and as the Convention and Visitors Bureau helps us to pay those walkers by their groups. Their groups get a lump sum.
That's wonderful.
Nice.
That's very wonderful.
Yeah.
To hear it.
Well, so really quickly, we are going to switch over to weather with Alex Noel so she can let you know what's happening in the forecast.
And now, exclusive Storm Tracker Doppler weather.
Let's talk about the big problem that we have with the parade today. It's the rain, so let's look at the radar and just take a peek of what's happening here in the Arklamis. Notice the very distinct boundary that's separating the western parishes and counties from the northeastern parishes and counties. Yes, we do have rain in the area, but it is clearing. There's a light at the end of the tunnel for the western parishes and counties. Unfortunately, it didn't happen soon enough for portions of the rain to get or the parade to get rained out per se. As we talk about the rain, how much rainfall have we actually received in the past 24 hours or so? And it's been quite a bit. Some of these showers have produced very heavy downpours across the region. Alexandria is seeing over an inch of rain, Monroe just shy of an inch, and that is not a weather that you want to be dragging some instruments in a parade through. And in El Dorado, just shy of an inch as well. Towards the northern portions of the ArkLaMiss and southern Arkansas, not quite as robust of a rainfall amount, but still we can see that there is rainfall more to come per se for those areas. As far as temperatures are concerned, as of this hour, still quite warm and saturated, mostly in the lower to mid 50s across the region. Along the Mississippi River Valley, a little bit warmer in Greenville at 57 compared to Texarkana at 49. Monroe is at 53. Our dew point temperatures, though, are very, very close to our actual temperatures. What does that mean? Your relative humidity is almost at 100%. So where it is not actively raining, again towards the western parishes and counties, yes, Shreveport, you're at 48, so a little bit cooler, but it is still very, very muggy and humid. So we can also see potentially after the rain clears, there may be a slight threat for fog development. As you can see on our satellite radar, the movement of the showers is mostly northeastward throughout the area. So Monticello, Greenville, Ashley, Chico counties, they haven't had a lot of rainfall as the day has continued, but you can see the northeastward movement will add to the rainfall amount as the evening continues. But as far as Bienville Parish and towards the I-49 corridor is concerned, you are done with the rain for at least the next few hours or so. But don't get used to it. Our occluded front and area of low pressure is still making its way across the region. It will continue to do so tonight and early tomorrow morning. Let's talk about future tracker. We do have an area of low pressure attached to this occluded front, and it'll move eastward as well, kind of dragging the rainfall with it. You can see the secondary line here, very late tonight, closer to midnight for the central ArkLaMiss. That's where those showers and potentially a rumble of thunder or two expected with it as well, making its way through the region. As far as the bulk of the rainfall is concerned, though, that ends after midnight. We have a few light scattered showers possible with wraparound rainfall early tomorrow morning and throughout the day, but towards the later half of the evening on Sunday, and Monday morning for that matter, high pressure settles into the area, and that's why we have perfectly clear skies expected for about Monday through Wednesday of this upcoming week. We can take a look at the future tracker regarding our rainfall. Again, rain is set to end per se towards the end of Sunday, so we're not really expected to pick up that much more rainfall, and that's why the excessive rainfall outlook has been trimmed out quite a bit and only has a level 1 marginal risk across the area. As far as tonight's forecast is concerned, mostly the upper 40s across the region, so still above average for this time of year. Tomorrow, daytime highs reach into the lower 60s, a little bit cooler than today. And over the next 7 days, we won't need the rain gear for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but rain returns, unfortunately, for the later half of this upcoming week. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so very much, Alex, for the forecast. Now, of course, she talked about, you know, the weather, the rain, some of the things that have kind of even pushed the parade along. So, Janet, can you tell us about the Royal Court float?
Yes, that was,
we didn't get to see it.
That was the beautiful float that has the horses on the front.
Okay, I remember.
Yes. And we have as our dukes this year Cliff Bergeron, Steve Jester, and J.W. Spruill, and our duchesses are Samantha Jester, Linda Bergeron, who was Queen Janus the 31st, who decided to be a duchess with her husband because he was a duke.
Okay.
And then Anna Lopez. So we had some, and they have had a ball. They've had so much fun. They were really decked out in their sequin jackets.
Oh, I can only
The men were
imagine.
in their gold sequin jackets, and the women had the tricolor jackets on, and they had a large time this morning at the children's parade as well.
Wish I could have seen that.
Yep, and then of course we have teens on our float.
Okay.
Lots of teens were on there, and this is the float that's built like a New Orleans home.
Oh, I remember this one from last year. It was one of my favorites.
It has Canal Street and all the different streets on there. And the riders this year were Sam and Nate Holsclaw, Melody Garcia, C.J. Garcia, Melaine Macklin and Landry Macklin, and Melaine brought a guest, her friend, down from Tennessee to be in the parade. This is their second time to come down.
Okay, well, they'll definitely be down every single year.
And London Copeland, Cooper Matherly, and Marty French. So those were some of the kids that were on the teens float.
Okay, and I bet that's a great experience to be that young, you know, be able to ride on a float.
Well, that was the teen float. We had kids float too.
Did you? So the little fellas got to
ride in the boat.
Man, I bet that was exciting.
Do you remember the kids float?
Yeah, with the boat. Okay, I do.
USS Whodhat.
Whodhat.
That's a good name.
Theirs was Disney music.
Really? Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah, and we had Ridley Davis on that, Kay Lee, Livy Pierce, and a couple of moms were on there too, chaperones.
Yeah, supervision.
Well. Nice. So we had Disney, we had disco, we had country, as I said. The NORAD float was on the country, people on the country float, and that was Robert McKay, our great guy that built our float.
Okay.
Samantha McKay, Teal Austin, Amanda Edge Walsworth, Lucy Hostclaw is Queen Janus the 33rd, Robert Hostclaw, Dr. Eckstein, and Kim Eckstein, Linda Garcia, John Graham, Stephanie Davis, Lee and Suzette Sawyer, who were our King and Queen last year, King and Queen 40. Chad Ziegler and Amanda, Danielle McKay, Andrew Stroud, Crystal Atkins, and Faisal Ali, Wendy Burrow. These were all the ones on that float.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on the Beads and Beads float, and this was really cool, the driver was Andy Harbour, and he pulled his, with the black F-150, but it's a hybrid electric crossover.
Okay.
So he had his own generator on there.
That's pretty cool. He could run the music and the lights and
everything.
Innovative.
Yes. And so we had Susan Crawford, Adrian Ruther, Robin Johnson, Sherry Rosales, Brian and White, Allison Dalton, Andrew Ruther, and Catherine Ruther. Jim and Polly Bryant and Jennifer Chisholm were all on that one.
Okay.
And then we had two floats that were with the city of Monroe.
Okay.
So the mayor was on the second float. The first row was some of the workers there at the city office.
City Hall, okay.
City Hall.
Wonderful.
And then the mayor was on the second float, on the train. Okay.
On the streetcar?
The train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we've got all kinds of, this was the steam engine.
Steam engine, okay.
Railroad steam engine. And then we had ULM, ACE was there.
Really? Okay. Love to see ACE.
And the spirit groups, ULM spirit groups, the cheerleaders, the Hawk Line. And of course, they've been participating in the parade for quite a few years. About 20 years, some of them have been in it.
Man, that is amazing.
Then the others rode on the steamboat float, which had the wheel on the side, looking like a steamboat. This is under the direction of Chris Williams, who's the Director of Student Development. And they had the SGA President and Mardi Gras King, that's David Hernandez, and Estrella Hernandez is the Mardi Gras Queen. Carlos Moses, CAB President. Gabrielle McLeod, Miss ULM. Jonathan Decoa, Mr. ULM. Tony Johnson, Braxton Jackson, Bo Benoit, or Benoit, if he's from South Louisiana. It's Benoit up here, it's Benoit down there.
It's like A-Bear Herbert.
Yes. Cecilia Milam, Isabel Coates, Ethan Williams, Megan Olinger, and Sydney Jones were all part of that float.
Okay.
Very nice.
Well, so sponsors, we want to thank them before we kind of, leave the air. So can we just talk about or thank some of our sponsors for this year's parade?
Of course, we really thank Scott Powerline and Utility Equipment for stepping up and becoming our platinum sponsor. So they're actually, it's the Twin Cities Crew of Janus and Scott Powerline.
Oh,
it's the title of our parade. Yes.
So what does it mean to be a platinum sponsor?
It's a lot of money.
I had a feeling, but I had to ask. I couldn't help it.
They also do a lot for us too. I mean,
it's not just money.
Equipment, they loan us equipment and things like that. So it's, and then they buy a lot of beads. They buy all the beads from us, which helps as well.
Nice.
So, and then of course we have Coca-Cola and Marcella, the City of Monroe, of course y'all, and our media sponsors, radio stations, the radio people. Discover Monroe, West Monroe always have been involved with us since day one, because they helped us to fund our bands and to do outside advertising.
Oh, okay.
That's all part of the package with them. The Waterview Casino and Hotel, Louisiana Seafood gave us shrimp for the ball.
Oh, really?
And yes, so they we're very happy about that. Host Clock Photography is our official photographer, and they photograph everything that we do. And Lucy and Robert have a new selfie station now that is really
selfie
cool.
station.
Yes.
Yeah, did they have that last year?
Well, they had it, but they have a new one.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes,
I love a good
fancy
selfie
thing.
station.
Yeah, you set this round thing and you push a button and it takes pictures like crazy.
Okay, nice.
Sounds like
I'm sure
a
the
lot of
younger
fun.
generation will love that.
Because I can't figure out how to do a real selfie. I just can't.
It takes a lot of practice.
It does. I mean, I try, but it just doesn't work out.
You got to work with angles and, you know, everything.
It's all science behind it.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is.
And so we do, you know, like if you were out there, if you were having fun, you know, like they mentioned earlier,
Yes,
you know,
please
tag the
send
Krewe of
us,
Janus.
tag
We
us.
want to see those pictures. We want to see everybody,
For sure.
you know,
Yes.
just out in the weather, you know, just having a great
fun.
time, not worried about the
Social
rain.
media is good for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and again, of course, you can always watch the, you know, parade again over on myarclemis.com or our Facebook page. And of course, you know, it's very, you know, endearing to just kind of be able to be a part of the parade and, you know, have the history. And
For sure.
Are there any particular floats that have special items that they throw?
Oh, I forgot to talk about the specialty hats. Now, Renata talked about it,
Yeah.
but almost all of the parade participants, our crew members, designed hats.
Really?
They started with a base, either it was a visor or a derby or a top hat, and they decorated them.
Oh, wow.
I mean, and some of them were amazing. They were just so blingy, and some of them had lights on them and all this stuff. And then some of them have the roses and all that. And then one of our really special, she was our former queen, Queen Janus the 25th, Debbie Copeland, she makes her own dolls every year.
Wow.
And she throws them.
Really?
And they're little stuffed dolls about that big. And this year she had a guitar on. All the dolls had guitars. They were so cute. Mine is Lulu. She's adorable. But Debbie makes the cutest dolls.
I bet.
And she uses that machine, that Cricut, Cricut, whatever.
I think it is a Cricut. Yeah.
Yes, and she puts in the Krewe of Janus and the year, all of them, and signs all of them. So that's
That's
a really
special gift to receive.
Thing to receive.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think I have a Krewe of Janus teddy bear.
That's
That's cool.
That someone threw last
I mean,
year.
those
Of
are
course, we had lots of these fun beads, these really fancy beads.
Now, how do you get the fancy beads? Because there's an art to getting those fancy beads.
you gotta work it.
You gotta show me something,
No, don't say that. It's a family parade, remember?
Yeah.
But you do have to show attention and maybe have a sign.
Oh,
You gotta
okay.
catch their eye.
Have a bucket.
Stand out.
Stand out. You got to
Yeah,
stand out, or
be
you have to be a
special.
little kid.
Yeah. Me and Jared
Being
talked
little
about.
kids or-
Me and Jared talked about all week. You know, if you are out there and you have an umbrella, we don't use them
Turn it
anyway.
upside
Turn it
down.
upside down.
That's
You know,
smart.
just catch everything in
That's
the
right.
umbrellas.
That's
Yeah,
right. Now, when
exactly.
we're out on the parade route, and we're doing this on the parade route, you would have to put your hand out there so that it wouldn't hit us in the face.
Oh, I
when we're
got you.
talking.
I'll be your
you'd
shield.
You'd be catching.
I'll be catching them everywhere.
the long
Yeah.
ones,
That's
because
right.
they do try to hit us. They
Yeah.
try really
I think it's
hard.
just like a fun thing. It's like an
Yeah.
intrusive thought. They can't resist it. They're like,
Yeah.
you know, the news
Exactly.
crew is there. They're not
And
paying
we
attention.
told them not to throw at the cameraman, so I hope that they didn't try
I
to
hope
throw
not. Oh my goodness, I hope not.
But the long pearls and the long ones, like
Yep.
they will twirl around and chunk them.
Yeah, we saw the king and queen throwing those.
Oh,
You
yes,
know,
they
that's
had those
like
beautiful
the
gold ones.
special
Yes,
royal
special.
beads.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right.
And of course, every year we have a polystone.
Okay.
The Krewe of Janus has a polystone. So this one has our jamming with Janus.
And it's
And
attached
it's
to like
attached to a bead.
Okay.
Nice.
That's
And we have a
wonderful.
lot of lighted beads as well.
Oh, those are always
Those are
fun.
fun. And this year we had some really cool ones that were freestanding things, that like frogs and
Nice.
and they just
awesome.
jiggled.
pretty
When you
cool.
moved, they jiggled.
Yeah.
Had all types of beads.
Yeah,
Everything.
which is fun.
One of the things that we talked about, or you know, earlier in the week we talked about, are the cups.
Yes.
That's always been my favorite.
Yes.
And we have talked about how you just have them all in you never throw them away. You
No,
have them
they
from
just-
like
Yep.
every
and they
single
take up
year.
so much room in your cabinet. But this year we had captain's cups with their names
Okay.
on it. We had king and queen, the royalty.
Now this I didn't know. I
yeah,
didn't know.
captains have cups. The king and queen and their royalty, their pages, princesses, they have cups. The dukes and duchesses have cups, and then the general general population has cups, just with just cups.
That's awesome.
You know,
just regular cups.
Regular cups.
So, can you? Is there a particular thing for becoming a Dutch or a Duchess, or I know the king and queen are selected, you know,
but you have to have been a duke or a duchess to be a king or queen.
Okay.
So there is kind of a stepping stone to it, so that you learn about what you're to do. But the dukes and duchesses and the king and queen are all popular votes by the crew members.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So they're nominated and then they're voted on.
That's awesome. So what are some of the responsibilities between?
Well, the dukes and the duchesses are there to help the king and queen, and they go to a lot of the appearances if they can. Of course, the appearances are, most of them are during the day, and most people work, or not everybody, but most people work. So they do go to as many of those events as they can, to those to the different assignments that they can go to. And they assist the king and queen in any way that they can. And then they get to ride on that really cool float by themselves. Just 6 people on the float. How cool is that?
That's awesome for assisting.
It's like the captain's being 3 people on there. And the queen did have, I think, 3 Marines on her float.
Wow.
In full dress uniforms.
That's awesome.
Pretty gorgeous.
That is really cool.
Yeah, we always love, you know.
Yeah, the military.
Yeah. Well, we are going to take another quick break from, you know, talking about the parade. We have Alex Noel with another look at the forecast.
And now, exclusive Storm Tracker Doppler weather.
The rain is the big topic of discussion, so we actually have a lot to talk about here on our radar. Notice, though, the very distinct boundary, this line here stretching from El Dorado, crossing through Monroe, and all the way to the Mississippi River Valley. That is your boundary that is moving across the region, and we've been predicting and forecasting for this very same event to occur for the past few days, and it's right on schedule. Clearing as the night continues, right around 8 o'clock, I would even admit that some areas in western Ouachita Parish are already seeing some of the clearing happening, which is unfortunate because the parade is almost already over. But we do have another round of rainfall expected after this initial line of showers and even a rumble of thunder or 2 embedded within it. As far as rainfall is concerned, some of these showers were pretty heavy at times, which made for travel conditions deteriorating rather quickly. And I want to remind you, we have gotten over double what we would typically see in a 30-day period here in the Ark-La-Mist over the past few weeks or so. So the extra inch that we've received in El Dorado, Monroe, Alexandria, and even as far per se as in Vicksburg and half an inch in Natchez, Mississippi, it's not per se welcomed in the Ark-La-Mist. So keep that in mind if you're driving late tonight, early tomorrow morning even, that there could potentially be water on the road. The main thing you need to keep in mind is turn around, don't drown. That's the biggest safety precaution that you could take driving, period. As far as temperatures are concerned, rain-cooled air is in effect across the region. You can see that Camden is at 52, El Dorado 51, as well as Ruston. They're a little bit cooler than per se some other areas. In Greenville, about 57 at this hour. And your dew point temperatures are also very telling as to where your moisture is actually located. You can see towards the west, Texarkana, Shreveport, you're in the mid to upper 40s, a little bit cooler, which also means you have a drier environment. In comparison to areas along the I-20 corridor, you're still in the 50s. There's only about 4 degrees of a difference from the eastern parishes and the western counties per se, but even just a few degrees can mean a lot to the atmosphere in terms of how much it can actually hold it with your moisture. And what I mentioned earlier, your rain-cooled air, how much cooler are we compared to right now to yesterday at this time? Well, Texarkana, you're 14 degrees cooler. Monroe is 8 degrees cooler. Ruston 5. El Dorado and Camden about 3 and 4, so not quite as cool, but any sort of coolness is affected because of rain-cooled air. That being said, we can take a look at the satellite radar and understand the movement of the showers and heavier showers at that too across the Ark-La-Mist. Again, that is your very, very dramatic and noticeable boundary line across the region. But you can see just west of Texarkana, your secondary boundary line that is associated with the area of low pressure is starting to develop towards Shreveport, and that will continue the trend of moving eastward as the night continues. So this break that we have between Ruston and Shreveport is relatively short-lived, all things considered. Now, are we expecting a widespread rain like we just experienced? No, but taking a look at the regional view, you can see again the space between Fort Smith, but the very short area between the two, that's about the break that we're expecting in the rainfall as the line is occluded front attached to the area of low pressure starts to really move across the ArcLMS later tonight and early tomorrow morning. Let's talk about timing and specifics now. We do have our occluded front. That's when a cold front and a warm front kind of meet together. That's why it's purple, attached to an area of low pressure. And that area of low pressure is the driving factor. It's a very deep trough of low pressure. And that's what's steering all of the showers and potentially thunderstorms as well, moving east and northeastward across the region. It stalls out towards our south, and we have wraparound moisture as the area of low pressure moves out eastward. So this wraparound motion is why we have more rainfall in the forecast throughout the day on Sunday. It's just not quite as widespread as we experienced today. How much more rain are we really expecting in the forecast? Not too much. Tomorrow's rainfall is, again, not quite as widespread, more of a scattered fashion across the region. But we do have an excessive rainfall outlook for tonight, but it's a level 1 marginal risk. So, again, it has been downgraded and trimmed back quite a bit over the past 2 days or so. Look at your drought monitor shows we have had some great and exceptional improvement across the region with the rainfall that we had over the past few days or so. And with that being said, a rainfall departure, this is your 30-day average of rain, so any given 30 days. The magic number that you want to look for here is 100%. Seeing that some areas are 200% longer and more, that's pretty spectacular to me. Overnight lows tonight again fall to the upper 40s, which is still above average for this time of year. Tomorrow, your daytime highs reach into the lower 60s, so we're slowly getting back to seasonal. And over the next 7 days, we do have a break from the rain that gives us time to dry out the soil to kind of, dry out as well. But unfortunately, we do have more showers and potentially a thunderstorm or two next weekend.
Alex, you're from South Louisiana.
I am from South Louisiana. Yes.
Where?
So
Lafayette?
Lafayette is what I like to tell people.
I'm from New Iberia.
My grandma and my family are from Church Point.
Okay.
So that's
my mother was from Rain, so yeah, right there.
Church Point, Mamu, Eunice, Opelousas, that's all the births.
So that's the fun ones with the horses and getting the
chicken
gumbo.
Chasers.
Yes. Wait, a chicken chaser.
Oh, this is great.
So back where I'm from, you wake up at 6 in the morning, you put on your little ghillie suit. They're all colorful, right?
A ghillie suit.
Little ghillie suit.
Yes.
And then you wake up early and they release a chicken and everybody gets to go chase the chicken. And it's very important because whoever gets the chicken, you get to make the community gumbo. Oh. And there's also another man who gets kind of like your king, and he has a sugar cane stick.
Okay.
And he goes to everybody's house, and you have to offer something to put in the gumbo, because the gumbo is
a pot of everything.
It really is.
You put any meat you have, and it's okra, what have you, in the gumbo. So the sugarcane man comes to your door,
bang, bang.
And if you don't have anything, I'm not going to tell you what the sugarcane man does to you if you don't have anything. You have to beg in French sometimes.
Really?
So he doesn't use his sugarcane. Wow. But
seems rough.
It's an all-day affair. It starts very, very early in the morning. You have your chicken chase. The person who gets the chicken is all special and whatnot. Then you got your parade. You also have your horses in the parade, because down south, horses and riding in the parade is a very big deal. I'm pretty sure they're very excited about the rain, though, because it makes it a lot cooler outside for their parades in the upcoming future. But you have your parade, and then you go eat your gumbo.
And the gumbo works all day long.
That sounds like a great affair.
They get the roux going before.
That's right.
And then they just keep adding to it.
How long has that been a thing
Church Point and Mamu, last time I checked, I don't quote me, don't fact check me here, but I believe it was a coin toss between Church Point and Mamu in like 1964.
Oh, so way back.
Of that?
Of the parade.
Oh, of the parade.
Yeah, of the parade. No, the gumbo thing goes way back to the settlers of Acadian and all that stuff.
In the late
1800s. Okay. Well, I can say I've never done that. I've never chased a chicken.
I haven't either.
Really cool.
They have the children's one. I don't chase chicken. They have the children's one when you go chase a quail, but
a quail,
the small chicken.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They got to get the kids involved somehow. It's
I feel like they'd be faster.
But that would be awfully hard, because those quail are fast.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's a little enclosed. It's a little enclosed area.
It's got to be athletic.
Okay.
Got to be quick.
That's why they let the kids do it.
Okay.
They have more energy. They're faster.
I didn't do that.
Right. That's right. It's called babysitting.
That's awesome. awesome.
That is cool.
Well, so the Beatenhorn, they have
our
gowns
costumes. Yes,
on
we have
display.
costumes. I mean, we have. I put my portrait in there with my whole court. I was Queen 4. Well, yes.
Oh, were you? Okay.
Yeah, I was Queen Janus the 4th. And I borrowed my costume from a lady in New Iberia. And she had the costume built in New York by Bianchi. And so it was a fancy thing, and I had to give it back. And
you sound
so
disappointed about it.
It was a beautiful thing, yes. And so I just put my portrait in there, but a lot of the kings and queens both have their regalia in there.
Right.
And they're on mannequins, and so you get to see what they look like.
Yeah, beautiful dresses.
Is the option still available for someone if they wanted to go to the Beatenhorn and see?
Oh, yes. They're going to keep it up, they said, through, I think, February 22nd or something like that.
Okay, yeah. That's a good amount of time to get.
Well, Fat Tuesday is February 13th.
Right.
So you still have time after that. They want to keep it, I think, till the 22nd, so that they can keep it open.
Because I have not gone to that exhibit, and I would really love to go.
Yeah,
You're
I'd
a
like to see it.
You have to go.
I know.
I have to go.
And
Don't take any of them, though.
If
If one goes missing, don't come look for us.
It wasn't us.
I think we.
Okay. Not her.
Not me at all.
No, I think we all had a feeling that the rain wasn't going to stop people from coming out.
No, it didn't.
But can you kind of talk about, how great it is to see the community response year after year, regardless of the weather?
And we've had, you have to understand that we're the only one-day event that brings in these kind of peoples, because we had people, a whole group.
Because they come from like Arkansas.
Well, these people came last night. We were at the float den, and they're from St. Louis. They drove in from St. Louis, and they've been coming for like 4 or 5 years, and they go to the children's parade, and they all have the same T-shirt on, so it's a big group.
It's amazing.
And they were there last night. They had to take their pictures and all that.
That's awesome.
So we have had people that come from way past that too, but at one time, several years ago, we had a counting process where you took the depth of the people. So like if you were 10 people deep and the amount of space that it is, because it's a 4.2 mile parade. Now, not every area is that dense, but the densest part, and they figured that there were over 200,000 out there. And the community impact for this one day, because you take into consideration the people that are cooking out.
It's tailgating.
Tailgating, it is. It's tailgating to the extreme. I mean, they're all out there. And they sell out for the convenience stores and all that. So the economic
for
impact,
the community.
economic impact was like $4 million.
Wow.
That is
That's incredible. And to hear people are coming from Missouri. That's
they
awesome.
just had the best time. They were so pumped last night to be at the children's parade. That's their big thing, is the children's parade.
They're the most excited, so it's like you just can't help it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I have a question about how the parade goes on. Now, of course, the rain kind of stopped it, but there are some kind of mechanics, almost a science to how you all make sure that the parade goes along as it's supposed to.
Right. We have a tractor that pulls the captain's float, and it goes at 1.8 miles an hour. And the parade stops every 2 minutes for 30 seconds. And that's to fill in any gaps that there might be. And that is a science. I mean, they figured this out somehow. And that's how we were supposed to run the parade today. But as you can see from when we started, it rolled really fast.
because they were just trying to get everybody, out, but still have fun.
Yeah, still have fun, but be safe.
For sure.
But I just, remembered my first time hosting, and you were talking about how, we have to set like the cruise control for all the floats, and make sure. And it was just really impressive to just sit here.
No tractors had cruise control.
I didn't either. That's a first for me.
Probably one of these ones that has, the air
electronic,
pads and all that. But anyway, they do have it programmed for 1.8.
That's amazing. It really is a science behind it. That's cool.
So, Alex, were there any type of other traditions that we do here in the north part of Louisiana versus?
So I talked about this the other day when I made king cakes in the morning show. So my family during Christmas, we don't have Christmas cookies. We leave Santa boudin because there's only one place in the world you can leave Santa boudin for Christmas. So during Mardi Gras, instead of Christmas cookies, we make personal king cakes.
Cool. Did you make that on the morning show?
I did a few days ago. And so basically it's just a big cinnamon roll, but that's pretty special to me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Put respect on king cakes.
Absolutely.
They are more than cinnamon rolls.
That's right.
Even though they are, but it just feels like don't disrespect our king
right.
cakes.
Apparently somebody did disrespect it because it's all viral now about the people on TV going into the king cakes with their hands.
Oh God.
Yeah, because I mean the fun part is to find the baby.
Baby, right.
Why would you want to find the baby?
Well,
good
means
luck,
you
right?
have to
make
buy
the
it.
cake.
Get the next
Yeah.
one. It's
It
a
was good luck, though.
privilege.
Good luck.
Yes, it is.
So, you know.
And that's how, that's part of the tradition of Twelfth Night.
Yeah.
Because Twelfth Night is the Epiphany, and it's the coming of the wise men to baby Jesus.
It's the king's
And
cake.
it's the king's cake.
Right.
And they used to put a bean in it.
Really?
Because we present to our king a king of the bean, and he presents violets to his queen because that's part of the tradition.
Right.
So there was a bean in the king cake. And whoever received the slice of cake with the bean in it was king for the night.
Oh man.
I also saw that in some traditions, because down south they put a doubloon in it instead of a baby, because if you received a gold doubloon, you were king for the day.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it looks like we have come to the end of the broadcast of 2024 Krewe of Janus Parade. Again, want to thank our sponsors and have a great night and stay safe on the roadway.
That's right.
Stay dry.